I mean, to get back to your specific story with this woman that you were engaged to, why do you think they targeted her in particular? Any idea?
It was strictly sexual assault based. She was a mortgage broker. She happened to work in an office for Wells Fargo doing tele mortgaging, and one of the PIs actually worked there as well. And one of the PIs and another physician in San Antonio had become attracted to her. And what better way to sexually assault someone than basically control them into drinking or eating wherever you put the rohypnol? Because that's the other scary thing with technology. If you're bombarded with it and they're using a voice other than your own, and they're putting voices in your head, well, that's audible harassment. You know what you're hearing. If they put it in your mind in your tone of voice, like the little voice you hear in your head as you read, then a lot of people, a great subset of people, will respond to that as their own thought.
And this is the section where the behavioral influencing file comes into play. The behavioral influencing file is in fact about microwave hearing, but what he is saying here is basically you can research the behavioral influencing file in order to be able to clearly see that it's nothing but where they literally take a voice print of the target's voice and then incorporate it within a software program. And then what they do is they give psychological direction in reference to the theme of what they want to transmit to the target's audio cortex using this voice print software. In other words, anything they say into or program into this software that's got the target's voice print will come out in the target's voice. It is then transmitted into the target's audio cortex for the target to hear in their own audio cortex in their own voice, and it's transmitted with a pulsating transmission. In other words, when you have in a time rate to where it's constant. Okay. Two things. The transmission is transmitted under the perceptual radar, so the target has no idea that what they're hearing in their audio cortex in their own voice print, which is subvocal speech, is not an initiated thought by the target themselves. That it's actually a transmission to the target's audio cortex in their own voice print. So they basically, and since it's transmitted under the perceptual radar, they had no reason to believe that the psychological direction based on the theme of what's transmitted is not their own thoughts, okay? And it's totally being done for psychological direction. Now, in reference to the intensity of the streamlined transmission, they basically pulsated on a timed rate to where it's constant. And it's also overrides all other conscious deliberations, because what they're doing is altering the EEG that of the target's brain to where, see, when you have a thought, you can't have two thoughts at once. Okay, there's no way that you can have two thoughts at once. Okay, you might start consciously deliberating, is this what I really want to do? But as a result of them keeping the transmission constant, it's extremely hard to fight it with other conscious deliberations, because they're constantly making sure that the transmission remains constant on a steady stream flow. So there's no way to override it with any other conscious deliberations. And as a result of two things, you not knowing that this is being done by a third party because they transmit it under the perceptual radar, and because since they keep it transmitted in one constant stream that is constant, okay, you can't have two thoughts at once, okay? So, and this is where it's extremely confusing for targets to be able to deliberate consciously that these thoughts they're having are not their own, okay? Because it's transmitted under the perceptual radar, and the transmission is done through a constant stream. Okay, and since you can't have two thoughts at once, it's very hard for you to engage in any deliberations in reference to the theme of the actually what's being transmitted, in reference to any contrasting conscious deliberations at the time it's being transmitted. So this is where you get into mind control. Okay, because a target has no capacity really to counter-react the transmission with separate conscious thoughts, okay? And a target does not even have the conscious scrutiny and the conscious awareness to even realize that what's being transmitted in their audio cortex in their own voice is something that's even being done by a third party. It's called microwave hearing, and basically John Hall just basically said it. He said if you transmit something into a person's head in their own voice, in a type of voice that's extremely similar to their own, they had no reason to believe that what they're hearing in their own head is anything but their own internal thoughts, and it's being used for psychological direction. Let's see if he's. Hang on. Okay, so finish listening to this.
Well, then that becomes mind control. And that's what we're seeing in a lot of these victims, my ex-fiancée included, is that you can be controlled. Your behavior can be controlled. You can be brought to rage, brought to sadness, made to think you're thirsty, made to think you're hungry, made to drink alcohol when ordinarily you don't drink, all based on basic controlling your thoughts. Almost, I hesitate to call it subliminal messaging because it's really more of an alteration of EEG than you acting on a suggestion. It's actually placing a thought in your head.
Well, and this is where we get into, I guess, Mediterranean.
Alright, I basically just showed it to you. Look in the comments feature of this YouTube video for the other videos that cooperate the exposure of what's in this video, and a PDF link that literally shows you the behavioral influencing technology. Thank you.